Fuck this.
All right, we'll put it on hold, and we'll get back to Cody in a moment.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATB with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time. Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? I am Christian Bladt, and right over there is Eric Zane. Very excited to be back for another fun-filled, jam-packed episode. Easy, how are you doing today?
I'm never better. You are a shot out of a cannon. I love it. How about you?
I am indeed shot out of a cannon. Keep that in mind for a clip that we have coming up. Before we get started, I need to address, of course, our audience. If you listen to the audio version of our previous episode, you were just blown away by the tight and concise nature of, wow, they did a 57-minute show and it sounded amazing. But, for everyone else who watched the video version.
They say that's why pencils have erasers.
Yes, it is why pencils have erasers. But we're back today for another fun-filled show, as I said. Eric, I want to make sure that everybody in the chat, and there's dozens of them, know how super chats work on this show compared to other shows they might watch.
Correct. Just one north of 3 dozen to be precise.
All right, you don't have to be that specific.
The numbers continue to just hit us right between the eyes. The futility of it.
We are hovering around hack ride territory. It's
yes. And honestly, though, this is all good for me. I don't know if it is for you, because I see people that are like, oh, man, your numbers suck. It's like, for me, they're great. Okay. On our worst day, it's twice as many that normally pay attention to me. So
yeah,
it's all good.
Kevin Brennan went through all your numbers for the month of February.
I know it. And I was like,
I could show that clip again anytime if we want to. But
I've got rhino skin, so I love that. If
yes,
Kevin Brennan has a spot if I've got a little spot on his show, I mean, to me, Kevin Brennan is like Howard Stern compared to me. So fucking A, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And by the way, to me, Kevin Dumbfuck is Howard Stern compared to me. So
now, as you indicated, I'm already completely digressing. I'm a little punchy. If folks want to throw a super chat our way, you can get something out of it, and that is make our pal Christian over there sign off with something that's ludicrous, asinine, racist, criminal, whatever you want.
Hopefully all of the above.
Yes, you want to make this man say something that's going to make him squirm. You might have to word it in a particular way, because the way YouTube works, it filters that shit out.
I will let everyone in the audience know. Both of my children are homesick today, and my wife is having a meeting at the dining room table. So you could definitely get me in trouble with all 3 of the humans who live in my house. If the price is right, as they say.
If you said, Christian, I wanted you to yell out for your sign off, I love internment camps. That would go over big. That would go over big.
Send me a note. I'll wear my I Love Internment Camps t-shirt on our next episode. But
yes.
Yes, the highest dollar amount is what my sign off will be for the episode.
Right.
I think they get it. I think we should dive into local news.
Others imitate it. We appreciate it.
WATB. Who are these local newscasters? Who are these newscasters?
You can put up that quote from Reverend Shitstain Powerful Pooper if you like. So can I donate $5 to make Christian read a Hitler quote? That's exactly how it works. And if you give me $10, I will read it in the beautiful native German it was intended in, which, of course, I have them all memorized, so it's fine.
Yes.
Look, I addressed the show at the top of the show. I addressed our audio audience. I always try to apologize when we have clips that are better suited for the video audience. We will do our best. But when I see a news notification from the New York Post's YouTube channel that says drunk uncle confronts black bear at family BBQ, I'm going to be playing that on this show.
I got a video.
So there is the drunk uncle. There's the black bear. He showed him the gate. He's like, get out of here.
Hey, Mike,
Black bear takes a swipe at him.
Mike.
He's like, no.
Mike, get out of it, Mike.
Just move. Just
Mike, don't move. Mike, no, go that way. Holy that's so he got it.
He swiped into him.
Wow.
There's so much to enjoy in that. It's mostly the fact that everyone in his family is like, hey, Mike, can you get away from that black bear? He's very likely to murder you.
Yeah, and just the whole idea of everything about that man is drunk uncle. White, a cutoff shirt, lake life vibes to go with black socks, black shoes.
By the
Bad
way,
haircut.
I don't want to have this flex here, but I grew up in a town with a 9-mile lake, and this is every friend of mine's dad. Whenever we had a birthday party in the backyard, a little too much to drink, a little too much interaction with the wildlife, and somebody ended up scratched usually.
Okay,
but
oh man,
yeah.
That's something. That's an impressive bear too to be wandering around.
Yeah, no, and this guy's like, no, I got it. Well, that was a real bear, and that guy stood his ground. But not everybody's as tough as drunk uncle. Some people can't even handle an occasional fake alligator.
For anyone to panic, but you wouldn't know it from the 911 calls that have come in to report an alligator in the lake at Riverview Park in Mesa.
There's an alligator in the Mesa Riverview Park. There's like 3 live alligators in here.
Well, one of those words isn't right.
It bit my boyfriend's fishing line, and we had to cut it.
For the past several weeks, a number of park visitors have been fooled into thinking there are real alligators swimming beneath the surface, ready to pounce on a small child walking by. It turns out the rugged reptiles are not real.
It looks so stinking real. It does. It freaks me out because I hate alligators. I hate them.
By the way, what says more than Mesa, Arizona retiree than Ms. Diane Fuerte right here?
Exactly.
Little too much sun, little too much afternoon wine,
Little too much age, and she says, "I hate alligators." If you were to let it roll, the clip is cut. She says almost as much as I hate blacks.
Yeah. Well, it's Arizona, so that goes with the territory. And then she's like, and don't even get me started with illegals. And I don't mean undocumented. I mean illegals. My favorite part of the clip is, it's established that these aren't real. But then the announcer is like, oh, yeah, but you know what could happen if this was a real alligator?
Surface, ready to pounce on a small child walking by.
The idea that this fake alligator is ready to pounce on a small child walking by.
Oh, that was excellent.
Yeah. I also enjoy the lady who's like, yeah, my boyfriend was fishing and he bit the line.
Right.
Like, oh, really? Is that what happened? Yeah. Did he?
I will say, though, if that's me, if I'm walking by and I see that, and that's something that you don't see, I'm absolutely calling the cops. I would fall for that. I can tell you right now.
I definitely would. So, Eric, you've moved around the country a little bit in your life. I assume at some point you've had bad neighbors. I think we've all had bad neighbors. What, off the top of your head, what's one fact about the worst neighbor you can remember?
You don't step on their property or you're going to get yelled at.
Yeah. This is going to be a worse neighbor than maybe any of us have had. I mean, unless you've actually ever been shot by a neighbor. But for the most part, I think everyone will agree that they're glad they don't live here.
A nightmare neighbor.
And the cops said they can't do nothing.
We was waking up because of the music.
So it's not just the music. He's throwing furniture out the window.
Yeah,
And
it looks like
for
he's
our-
gutting the whole place and throwing
Yeah, and-
everything that was in now out.
Right, exactly. It's like he's breaking up with the apartment and he's like, no, all your shit's going out the window. So that's what's happening. He's tossing everything out the window of this apartment complex, and it's just piled up in the driveway. And that looks shockingly like a building I lived in not too long ago. So it hits close to home that this could have been me if I was reading super chats back then. And sorry, what does Reverend Shitstain Powerful Pooper say?
He writes, it's horribly racist. He says, I too am glad I don't live around black people.
But that's Reverend Shitstain's opinion. That's not Eric Zane's
that's
opinion.
awful. That's
Yeah,
I don't feel that way. I love all the blacks.
Yeah, you know, outside of your gated community, that's
Yes.
where you like that they are. Okay. He's
And the
tossing
cops
stuff
said they
out the
can't do
window.
nothing.
Was waking up because of the music, and then probably like around 3:30, he started throwing things out his window.
Shannon and Antonio say the loud music started at midnight last night, but things quickly escalated.
Started throwing it in our kids' room window. So candles was thrown through the window, and
Through the
he
window.
threw a bottle of wine.
Look at it. It's still going.
Oh,
Throwing furniture through their children's window. The chaos carrying
figured you'd
on
like this
well
one.
into the morning.
Day to watch all this go down.
We try to get our kids ready for school, then that's when everything just starts flying through the windows. He's just rampaging. As soon as I step in the room, the man has a tripod in his hand and just launches it, and he comes through the window again. Boom.
Shannon and Antonio say they called police, who came out to the complex 6 times.
Yeah, I don't get the part about we can't do anything. Yes, you can. You just go in there and shoot them. I mean, God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, you got a sense for the neighborhood. I'm sure that at least if you don't have a firearm, someone that maybe next door does. And he's talking about how something that he threw flew into his kid's window.
Yeah,
Close your
candles. You
kid's
said
window.
candles was thrown.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Well, that's what Captain Merritt 08 says.
Yeah, but he's
And,
right. Those candles were thrown.
I saw them being thrown. And close your kid's window, dum-dum. You know, I don't know. I hate to talk down to people in other communities, but I think that might be necessary.
You know, you got to question your spot in life, where you are in the world when your neighbor is doing this, and you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. This is. There's not that much upside to the neighborhood. This is at the best it's going to be.
This neighborhood is so bad. I believe if you asked everyone, they'd much rather live on a certain block in Canoga Park, California, than live right there. That would be a preferable place. Well, I want to talk to the men in the audience, which is everyone except Nicola. We appreciate her being here when she can. But to all the fellas, I want you to listen to this story and try to just sit still in your seat and not wince even once.
Kirsten, a man staying at the Venetian Christmas week, says he was awoken by something, but sometime during the night, he woke up to pain that he found when he was stung by a scorpion in his testicles.
I just felt like somebody stabbing me in my private area. It felt like a sharp glass or a knife.
Michael Farchi says he continued to investigate the source of that pain, and that's when he found something.
I went to the restroom.
There's the scorpion.
I saw a
bright yellow neon scorpion
hanging on my underwear.
These are photos from that day, December 26th, that Farchi and his attorney shared with me. You can see the scorpion.
Any idea on how this scorpion got in? Then they never told you how he got in the room?
They don't know. They don't know. I didn't.
I mean, I gave him $1,000 to sting me in the testicles, but I don't know if that's actually related.
Wait a minute. What kind of a question is, how did the scorpion get in? Like it's life size, like it got by the doorman or something.
Right. Yeah. He was on the guest list and he had a key for another room. Yeah. It's the desert for what people maybe forget about Las Vegas. It is in the middle of the desert. I've been to Vegas many times. I've never seen a scorpion. I have been stung in the testicles a few times, but I went back to that establishment the next day.
Yeah,
so
I'm guessing
I'm not here to complain.
In the video, he was sitting next to a guy, looked to be one of the local Jews. And I think he was a lawyer. Is that? We can only guess, right?
Yes, that gentleman actually was his lawyer. You
Okay.
could tell by the fact that he had a lawyer hat on.
Yes.
I want to rewind a little bit to the beginning of this story, right before we go to our man in the field. This is an instance that shows just how little women understand men. Take a look at this interaction between the studio anchor and the guy talking about, remember, a scorpion stung a man in the testicles.
Pagero joins us live outside the Venetian with those stinging details, Joshua.
And she laughs and she chuckles. And then they go to Joshua and he just nods and he's like, you dumb bitch. You'll never understand. I don't even care if you've given birth. You don't understand pain like this.
Absolutely. And I'm also thrown off by that guy's face structure. He looks to be like a goddamn alien. Who's that guy that Carl plays?
To Catch an Alien?
Yeah, he reminds me. It's like he's a black version of that fucking weirdo.
Yeah, Tommy from SMS Media. Yeah, here I'll bring him up and we'll get a look from him. So let's see if we can get Cardiff to create a game for us to catch a Pagero. What does Josh say next? Does he say Diane, you ignorant cunt? I don't know what he says next. We'll just have to listen. But I definitely agree.
Excuse me.
How's the chat enjoying the scorpion stinging the testicles story? I feel like it's right up their alley. I know our audience.
Yeah, we were talking about getting how we got in.
Yeah,
those ain't real dudes. Says the scorpion slipped the doorman $20. And referring to Catch an Alien.
Tommy
right?
from
There
SMS
Tommy.
Media. Thank you, Silent Shape.
So we're on the same page.
Well, we've got another largely visual story, but again, the payoff is worth it to see it. And again, it comes from the New York Post. If there's a channel to follow, it's the New York Post, because they get all the videos like this one at an aquarium in China. And there's a baby right next to the tank. He's so cute. And he's looking at the fish. Oh my God, a carp jumps right on him. And don't worry, they slow it down. Let's go to the videotape.
Oh, yes. Oh.
The carp goes right now. And the child does respond appropriately. That is fairly upsetting.
I wanted to hear somebody shouting, "Get some, get some." Well, that was all happening. Wow.
Oh, yeah. So fun stuff there. Eric, you sent me something that I'm not quite sure. Is there a video or is it just a story to show?
No, it's a video. It's a video. And when you play it, it might have an ad, but if you can manipulate this this would be sight unseen. You have not seen it. You have not heard it.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, why don't you watch the carp again while I go get it?
Absolutely.
Tell our audio audience exactly that.
Just as the kid there is the little kid, and then Sun Yi, this big fucking carp. The kid's freaked out. That kid is just like my ancestors before me who were exposed to Agent Orange. I have this terrible thing happening to me with this enormous carp is landing on my chest. Thank you to the New York Post.
And great times were had by all. All right. So Eric Zane sends me a link that does not look even remotely self-serving or self-promotional in any way, shape, or form. I will, of course, share it with our audience when I can get it up there. So here it is from Fox 17 in West Michigan. I'll show it in a moment. Here it is. So the announcement, Eric Zane to return to radio with Northern Michigan Morning Show. Look at this handsome devil right there.
No,
Q100.
Look at my tits. Look at my titties. They're huge. And my face is
I
so
see them. All right, so
disgusting. Oh, this is bad because
this is what Reddit thinks you look like all the time, by the way.
Absolutely. I look like I just, God damn, it looks like I should have horns and claws and a tail. It's really bad.
Yeah.
And the idea that the local news is like, oh, no, he's going to do radio again. Since I'm a broadcaster, I figured this would be perfect. Now, you need to know this radio station. I'm like this isn't the real Eric Zane. This is my real last name. This is Ericzituni here, who's all kind of laughy. You know, it's that guy, this asshole.
No, I like Eric Zane. I don't like
Eric Zane is perfect. Ericzituni is a fucking idiot. So
Eric Zitunian sent me a Facebook friend request, and I sent him a middle finger. But I followed the Eric Zane show.
All right, so this is them covering me doing a new morning show or some shit. I don't even know if you can get it to play or if you even want.
I'm gonna try now. Let's see what happens, and we'll probably get a commercial as you mentioned.
Probably
if that
will.
happens, yep, of course.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah,
look, we can talk about butterflies, and all that other shit.
Hey, get ready. You're gonna have to talk about all this stuff.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna do time and temperature and the weather and the big sports scores and all that.
Traffic on the 8s.
Yeah. Course.
A voice you may recognize at Grand Rapids Griffin games and on a locally produced podcast will soon return to morning radio in Michigan. Eric Zane has been away from the morning drive for more than 5 years, but he'll be back by the end of the month.
So the morning show is called the Insane Asylum. I didn't think it up, but we're stuck with it because I've actually been working for the station for about 4 years doing a show called the Insane Asylum, which airs late nights. But then there was some change at the radio station, and they said, we want you to do the show on the morning. And I said, well, I'm all about it. So I'm excited.
Oh, my God.
Zane left the
Insane
syndicated Free Beer
Asylum
and Hot Wings show in 2016. He'll be working for Q100 Michigan, based out of Grayling. His show will feature him in a deep catalog of music. He tells us the station can be heard from Clare to the Mackinac Bridge and the entire tip of the mitt between the two lakes.
Wait a minute.
If you don't live up north,
You're going to be heard at the Mackinac Bridge?
Zane says he's not quitting his podcasting and sports gigs. He'll be quite busy, but he's ready to take on all the work.
All right, when you say you're not quitting your podcasting gigs, does that mean this show, or do I have to get Trucker Andy to make himself available next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern?
No. Everything stays the same. This is okay. I sign on and go, hey, that was a bad company. We're gonna check out some tasty cuts from Queen, and be back with news.
Well, first of all, congratulations to you, and apologies to your family now that they have to be like, oh yeah, my dad's on the Insane Asylum. But if any station anywhere else in Michigan would be interested in doing the Bladt Asylum, I would be ecstatic. I would be very happy. Some of us guys can't really quit radio. It's still in our blood. I would love to be doing morning radio. So
look,
that sounds like fun. Important question. Does that station stream over the internet?
Yes, I will send you the link, and we will
be recording it. I'll be recording it every day.
There can be so many
clips for the show.
They even have on demand, so when it finishes, you don't have to even be listening live. So you can go back and say, oh, he's, because there's going to be so much to make fun of, and everybody you must pay attention and send Christian the stupid clips.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. This is going to be a target-rich environment, and I am excited for it.
But if you want to actually hear you talk up the record, can you hit the post? Are you able to be like,
yes,
all right, that's, and of course, Leonard Skinner's going to give you 3 steps toward the door. WNBC.
I'm doing all of that.
WATB.
Every bit of it.
Burger.
I am all about it. I am all about hitting the goddamn post. I'm the best at hitting the goddamn post.
I've done it so few times that when I actually hit the post, I'm like, hey, I hit the post. Oh, the song started. So I'm very proud of you.
Is that Troy Smith, the artist here? Troy Smith, the artist is here.
Thank God I'm in Eastern Michigan. That's the guy who makes all the great WATP
Yes,
posters.
he's a goddamn Van Gogh.
Oh my God, I love that guy.
He's the Michelangelo of ATP.
When people are watching this episode and listening to it, it's this weekend, March 22nd, WATPlive.com. Get your tickets. Who Are These Podcasts? Revenge of the Sis are all there, all together. WATP ROTC Live in Clearwater, Florida. Everybody's going to be there except Zane and I. Although, little teaser, I believe I'm going to Hackamania in Vegas at the end of May, and I'm going to ask for the room with the scorpion that stings your testicles.
I'll have to get time off from the radio show.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. No time off for EZ at this point. Well,
That's right.
congratulations to our buddy. And I can't wait to listen and hope that you fall on your face. And
Yeah.
Now, do you have to go into the station every day? It's one of those deals, or you get to do it from the same room you're in now?
Right here. Right here.
And I don't want to pull too far behind the curtain, but are you going to be doing the show live, or are you voice tracking it over the space of like 90 minutes?
Live. It is
Oh, my
live.
gosh.
The station's 200 miles away. We'll be mirroring it. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors to make this happen, but rest assured, my goddamn weather forecasts are going to be spot on, motherfucker.
Well, I've got a whole drawer full of characters who can call into the show, fake employees. I'll see what I can do to help the Insane Asylum, because when you're done listening, you're going to feel like you need a straitjacket.
Yep.
That's what the Insane
Hey.
Asylum is going to make you feel.
There's a clip in the movie Good Morning Vietnam when Bruno
Sure.
Kirby's character, he does some dumb bit, oh, Lieutenant Steve, and they're all looking at him like he's retarded, and he sits back in his chair like he's hot shit. He goes, like that's how you do it. That'll be me. That's me. I think I'm hot shit, and in reality, I'm a goddamn joke.
So it's Western Michigan. What's the big city? Is it Mackinac, or are you going to be like, hey, good morning, Saginaw?
Okay. So I'm actually in Western Michigan. The radio station is way north.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Think
Are you on
Republicans.
the Upper Peninsula?
No, but like if Michigan's shaped like a mitten, if you can picture the middle of it all the way up. Okay. This vast timberland with about 3,000 people living in it. Okay. And
so that's where the people have accents that sound suspiciously like Cardiff Electric.
Exactly. So that's what's going to be happening. So,
well, we're all excited to hear those clips, but you saw that I said congratulations, and 5 seconds later was, what does this mean for me? You'll still be a part of the WTB news team.
Honestly, the very first thing I said when they said, we want you to do the show, I go, well, it cannot interfere with all of what I've been doing for the past 5 years. So it won't. And so I'm excited to have something else to do. It keeps me busy.
Yeah, Eric Zane's back on the radio. He doesn't want to lose the 30 viewers he got on YouTube.
Yes.
Who the fuck is Eric Zane? This guy's an idiot. All right. That being said, let's go ask the important question. Who are these pundits?
Folks out there need to listen up, mainly because here comes Who Are These Pundits?
When you're a show like ours that is flawless, doesn't have any tech problems, and there's never any mumble mouth announcers, broadcasters who trip over words, it is very easy. Kelly Riddle, this sucks already. This isn't world-class banter. Send Tukey the link. I would absolutely send Tukey the link if I thought he would click on it. By the way, Tukey was on our Super Bowl halftime episode, and so was Cardiff Electric and Lucy Tightbox. So if you don't like us, why don't you dig that one out? But we are professionals, so we can make fun of people who have difficulties and have an existential crisis if they maybe can't say it.
Say they feel the issues facing the nation are existential. Here's One America's Daniel Baldwin with more.
I'm sorry, honey. What was that?
Iowa voters say they feel the issues facing the nation are existential. Here's One America's Daniel Baldwin with more.
Existential. And it says on the screen.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Oh, it's just really, really great. Oh, that is fine. I love that. Man.
Another a clip from across the pond. We do have some European viewers. We've got some people in the UK. I'm not sure who this lady is, and I'm not as interested in the politics behind this clip as I am at the fact that this woman will not let this guy speak. This is it's a bit of a spicy issue. It is an Israel-Palestine disagreement. And she does not want to let him get in. And, well, I'm kind of here for it.
got time to do the entire history of Benjamin Netanyahu, who is not a popular figure in Israel. I'm not here to defend Benjamin Netanyahu. Mustafa, is it possible to...
Whenever I speak...
Right.
Checks her watch.
Whenever I speak about Palestinian rights or Palestinian situation, you claim it is history. I'm talking about what's happening today.
No, I know, and
this is not history.
Oh.
Can we just...
She laughs at it.
You talked about how you don't want Israel, you're saying Israel, that October the 7th happened, you're placing that in historical context. I understand that. Please don't say that again. We don't have time for it. You've made that point 5 times already.
I don't know what you have time for.
Oh my God, for the love of God, let me finish the sentence, man. Maybe you're not used to women talking. I don't know, but I'd like to finish a sentence, sir. Anyway, so...
No, you are misleading the public now by claiming
Right, I've got 20 seconds left. I'm not even going to bother trying to answer. If you don't think Israel's reaction is acceptable, what would have been an acceptable reaction to you? You've got...
Oh my God! She wanted to call him a sand N-word so bad.
Yeah, it was actually on the teleprompter, and she's like, "I probably shouldn't say it." How many times in that clip did she say, "We don't have the time"?
I know.
Well, if you just let him say it, you probably could have moved on. And that clip caught my eye because she said, "You're probably not used to women talking," and he just looks at her and he's like, "No, you're definitely misrepresenting what I'm saying."
Wow.
In fact, you are not letting a man talk. And, in my country, well, yeah, that would actually be a problem for you. I get that. But I just like how that guy never had a chance.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, the whole dynamic, why would you even start to go down that road? It's a 1-minute news feature, and you want to break down the whole goddamn crisis in that amount of time? Come on.
Well, at the dawn of time, no, we haven't got time. So let's move on from the world of punditry. But Kelly Riddle says, never argue with a shuli. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with trickery.
No.
Yeah, they'll beat you with their shuli trickery. We have some keywords on this show. This isn't Who Are These Socials, Kelly Riddle, okay? You don't have to pay to get your comments on here, but we use words like shuli. We use words like ninja. You go. Oh, wait, they just deleted Kelly's comment. I didn't.
I don't know about that. I'm looking at it right there.
Yeah, no, we did not delete that comment.
Unless there's one that I didn't see.
I might not say the phrase. Kelly, if you want me to say that, you gotta give me a 5 of broccoli. All right. I'm not saying that for free, broccoli.
We're over halfway through this goddamn show, and we have a goddamn goose egg on the board. 0 super chats. Holy shit. You guys think this shit is easy? I'm running the insane asylum, for fuck's sake. We need some goddamn cash.
Yeah, the insane asylum literally doesn't pay for itself.
I mean, Jesus Christ here.
I think that we're dangerously close to not hitting our goal this week, Eric. All right. All right. Well, here's what I'll do. I'm going to keep playing Biden clips until somebody gives us some money.
A lot of people talking about Christian and Carl's segment, making it great with Who Are These Politics?
And don't call my bluff. I think I've got like 6 that I can pull from. So you're going to see Joe, Sleepy Joe, our president, after an event.
I have a lot of questions. I better not start the questions. I'll get in trouble.
Better not start the question.
Super Tuesday voters. Everyone please move this way. Super Tuesday said, do you have a message for voters?
Thanks, come on.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you all. Close that booklet. Look around.
Oh, no.
He wanted to pick up that microphone and start singing Proud Mary, but he's like, no, I can't do that either.
He was very frightened when he said, "Oh, get in trouble." That's legit. I guarantee you that's legit. And then you hear that handler shutting everybody down. When he mentioned questions, the room lit up. Everybody starts asking him questions.
They all had questions.
These clips of Biden, they're almost too real. You know, I really think he's being held hostage.
Yeah, I think I would say he should blink twice to let us know he needs to be rescued, but I don't know that he can blink twice. I think It's kind of just one, and then it turns into a nap. But sometimes when he does get to answer the questions, he likes to try and bring that Biden energy when he's asked, I believe this is on the tarmac outside Air Force One.
President, what's your message to Democrats who are concerned about your poll numbers?
My poll numbers, the last 5 polls you guys don't report, I'm winning 5 in a row. You guys only look at the New York Times. They're a great paper.
You guys only look at the New York Times. I've won 5 polls in a row. The main reason I actually pulled that was because of that look on his face. I mean, I mean, at some point, I think he had a facelift, but I think it was lifted so long ago that it sank back down.
That's the face one makes when the rock hard turd is leaving your asshole. That's the size of that's the shape of a square.
He's like, finally, I was able to get this thing out of me.
No.
What I should do is just keep showing that clip till somebody gives us $1, but I want to try to make an entertaining show. Well, when Biden is there taking questions and interacting with the press, usually the First Lady, Jill Biden, is there with him to help him out. But even sometimes Jill has to clock out, and she's like, yeah, you know what? You just handle this.
What they're going to do is to ensure a national, really endanger our national security. They're going to expend, are they going to expand personal freedoms? Well, that's what we're going to do. They're going to do everything to not grow our economy. Literally, they have no platform. They're against everything, not for anything, except the things that are the wrong things. What they're running on, I'll tell you what they're running on.
Yeah, go ahead.
They're running backwards. It's about the future, not the past. But guess what? We won't let them win the past.
Guess what? Here's the deal.
And what?
God damn it! I'm so sick of it. And then that poor woman, she has to sit there and act like he's making sense.
I guess the one saving grace to being Jill Biden is that, I don't know, the once or twice a year that maybe there's some rousing in his trousers, you can just touch his arm and say, Joe, we just had sex. Oh, we did? Okay, good night, sweetie. And she's like, oh, thank God. I don't want to die with that thing on top of me.
Part of me hates this show because it's just about the time that I start to forget how fucked up the presidency is. These clips are so pervasive and so telling that it's just damaging to my soul.
Well, I think that President Biden is definitely in touch with the younger Americans because he knows how to name check things. I'll let you read that if you want to.
I guess I said that poor woman, Silent Shape says, poor woman, she's a whore too.
All right. I mean, she's the first lady, and people made a similar allegation against Melania. I don't think it's a nice thing to say about any first lady, except for Jackie O. I mean, let's be honest. All right. So Biden knows how to really name check the things that are in the cultural zeitgeist, which I believe is actually your full last name, is Zeitgeist.
That's exactly right.
So he's going to name check something that I think it goes over really well.
Some of the small snack companies, you won't and think you won't even notice what they're doing.
What?
When they charge you just as much for the same size bag of potato chips, only has a hell of a lot fewer chips in it. I'll tell you who did notice, the Cookie Monster. He pointed out his cookies are getting smaller, paying the same price. I was stunned when I found out that's what actually happened.
I was stunned when I met with Cookie Monster for an hour, and then I realized that there was an African-American gentleman with his arm up his buttocks that was making him talk the whole time. Cookie Monster was really making a lot of sense that day.
Yeah, we don't know.
Wasn't he, Jill?
We don't know if this is an anecdote or it's just the retardation. I'm assuming it is the retardation. That is.
Well, I'm glad that you asked because it is actually not. It is often the retardation. This is one of those times where it actually is not the retardation. So we do indeed have a tweet from the Cookie Monster. who says, "Me hate shrinkflation. Me cookies are getting smaller. $5 and I'll read it as Cookie Monster." Now it's just getting sad that no one's. It's embarrassing that no one's giving us money. We're doing this show and the time we're doing it because we wanted to get super chats.
Yes.
We didn't want to leave all that money on the table.
It's a huge failure.
And I thought it was interesting, though, that Frank Oz, who was an early collaborator with Jim Henson and I believe the original Cookie Monster, weighs in. "I'm shocked to see a news article on Cookie Monster talking about shrinkflation. Jim Henson would never have allowed this. The Sesame Street Muppets need to live in their own pure world. Not our world. What has happened to the integrity of the character and the integrity of Sesame Workshop?" When my kids were smaller, I saw a lot of Sesame Street. I think Frank Oz hasn't seen it in a little bit of a while.
Yeah. I can't tell if he's joking. I can't.
No, he's being serious. What I can say about Sesame Street is that the doctrination is in. Okay, it is very clearly going on that show.
Yeah.
They do a great job teaching us some letters, but then the next thing you know is like, "Hey, why don't I have two daddies? That sounds like fun." But anyway, I think I'll digress from that. All right, so all those Biden clips, and nobody begged a way out. But what I do have is another politician, a gentleman named Mark Robinson, who I believe is currently the North Carolina lieutenant governor.
Yes, he is. He just won a primary.
He just won a primary.
To actually be governor as a Republican,
right.
And he's fucking crazy.
And a clip from him was unearthed, recycled. I don't know. It resurfaced from 2020. And Eric Zane, I feel like you're going to hear what Mr. Robinson says, and you're going to think, "Oh yeah, he's making some sense. Can I vote absentee from Michigan?"
America are we going back to make America great again? The one where women couldn't vote or black people were swinging from trees? I would say to him, if I was standing in front of him, I absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote. Do you know why? Because in those days, we had people who fought for real social change, and they were called Republicans.
Okay, so he wants to know if we want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote and black people were swinging from trees. I'll let the chat address the second part of that. But he's saying, like, things were easier when the broads didn't get to go into the voting booth and push a button and ruin our lives.
Hey, that's just the tip of the iceberg with this guy. This guy makes Trump look like he's never said anything controversial. He makes the grab him by the pussy comment look like a goddamn nursery rhyme. This dude is insane, and they love him in North Carolina. They think he's the greatest. He's going to win. He's going to win the goddamn governorship.
Oh, yeah, because you have a percentage of the electorate that really like 50% of what he said. And then you have a percentage of the electorate that like 100% of what he just said. So I think that he will probably do fine. We focused some attention in our previous episode on Marjorie Taylor Greene. And this is a clip that you may have seen somewhere. And it is at the end of an interview with BBC reporter Emily Matalis, and we'll talk about her in a moment, but she asks a very important question of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Why so many people that support Donald Trump love conspiracy theories, including yourself? He seems to attract lots of conspiracy theorists.
Well, let me tell you, you're a conspiracy theorist, and the left and the media spreads more conspiracy theories. We like the truth. We like supporting our Constitution, our freedoms, and America first. So,
what about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
Why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you fuck off? How about that?
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And Emily got exactly what she wanted.
Yes.
Marjorie delivered. That's a perfect clip for this show. By the way, I thought for a moment, about titling this episode Jewish Space Lasers. And then I was like, no, I don't think I want to make that, that headache for Carl. What were you going to say, Eric? I'm sorry.
Can you play it again? I want to hear it again. The whole goddamn
thing,
man.
Yeah.
And can you tell me why so many people that support Donald Trump love conspiracy theories, including yourself? He seems to attract lots of conspiracy theorists.
Well, let me tell you, you're a conspiracy theorist, and the left and the media spreads more conspiracy theories. We like the truth. We like supporting our Constitution, our freedoms, and America first. So,
what about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you fuck off? How about that?
Thanks. Thank you very much.
So fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I don't
I
even
love
like her. I don't
no,
even like her.
I don't like her, but I love that response. And I like the approach. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You are.
Yeah,
I believe that came from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
Now, do you recognize the British reporter Emily Matlis? I believe is her name. Mateless, I think is how you say
I
it.
don't know. Maybe we featured her on here before. Perhaps that
Well-
would be the only way I would remember her.
Right. That might be the only way you would remember her, unless you remember, thanks to me, that she conducted one of the most important interviews of the last 5 years when she sat down with Prince Andrew. And we're going to dip in the Wayback Machine for a moment because some things are so good we have to relive them.
Remember that so specifically? Why would you remember a Pizza Express birthday and being at home?
Because going to Pizza Express in Woking is an unusual thing for me to do. A very unusual thing for me to do. I've only been to Woking a couple of times, and I remember it weirdly distinctly. As soon as somebody reminded me of it, I went, oh yes, I remember that. But I have no recollection of ever meeting or being in the company or the presence
of the woman who has accused him of spending an evening with her. So keep in mind the Pizza Express part of that. We'll visit that in a moment. But the and honestly, I went through the whole interview to find the two clips that I wanted, that one and this one I'm about to play. I don't know. We might need to one day do a bonus interview. A bonus episode where we look at that interview. I know it's from a while ago. There's so much good stuff in there where he actually thinks that he gave a good interview and he gave the explanation that people wanted to hear.
Right.
But the real takeaway from this interview with Prince Andrew was this moment.
Dancing with you,
No.
and you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have bath, possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because
What's that, Andy?
I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time.
Yeah,
and that
not
was
back then.
oh, actually, yes, I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at.
Oh, come on.
And I simply, it was almost impossible for me to sweat. And it's only because I have done a number of things in the recent past that I'm starting to be able to
you're
do
back.
it again. So I'm afraid to say that
yes,
there's
who's
a
back?
medical condition that says that I didn't do it. So therefore,
Andy's back again. Sweat on a friend. Yeah. So the idea, great point from Those Ain't Real Dude. Lizards don't sweat. You're absolutely 100% correct. And so I just thought it was fun to revisit with Emily for a moment there. And I hope the chat enjoyed that. Quick thing, because I just feel like I want to remind people that in the first clip when he's talking about Pizza Express, the internet is great sometimes. After that interview aired, a number of people started leaving reviews for the Pizza Express in Woking. And here's one that said, "It has been 18 years since I visited, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sweating profusely. So were all the other customers. It was hot. The pizza was spicy. The atmosphere was electric. But one mysterious man was ice cool, sweat free. I'll never forget it. He was like a prince among men." There's some other great ones. If we do ever figure out a way to do a bonus episode, I would spend an entire hour going through that clip and playing stuff like that.
If we ever want to find someone who's funnier than us, look anywhere online or in chats, and you will find people that are funnier than us.
Yes, I think absolutely. Well, obviously, we know why Prince Andrew got in trouble. it was because he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. There were these allegations. Some people are proud of their friends, no matter what they do or who they are. Like, take a look at RFK Jr.
I knew Harvey Weinstein. I knew Roger Ailes. I knew O.J. Simpson came to my house. Bill Cosby came to my house.
It's a weird flex, RFK. I'm just saying. And I know you're gearing up to have Jesse Ventura or possibly Aaron Rodgers as your VP. But I don't know if this is helping. Unless he's going to pick OJ or Bill Cosby. I tell you what, if OJ or Bill Cosby is on a ticket, RFK Jr. is absolutely getting my vote.
Have you ever explained to us what's going on with his throat?
He's explained it. I never really understood that condition he has. He didn't used to talk like that, but he has talked like it for a while. But maybe somebody in the chat knows if you can tell us for free.
I can't figure out what is more difficult to concentrate on, his speaking or Biden's. All right.
It's what we like to consider a push, Eric. They're both very difficult and unpleasant. I've got one more clip in politics. It's an injury he received from a vax. I think it's entirely unlikely, but I mean, maybe that's why legitimately I realize now Reverend Shit-Stained Powerful Pooper would know. Oh my gosh, $5.01. My name is Christian Bladt. I approve and endorse the following message. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for children that I'll read at the end. I don't know how he got that symbol on there.
How did he get the swastika?
I didn't think you could get that on there.
It is fantastic.
That must be one of those fake tweets that I hear some networks have. One of those fake super chats, because I don't know that you can actually super chat a swastika. Well done, Reverend Shit. By the way, Reverend Shit-Stained Powerful Pooper, I believe, will be joining us on a future episode because he took to the call for finding clips of politicians fighting each other, and he would like to present them to us. I've got one more clip in politics, and Eric, would you like to watch a magic trick? Would you like to watch 91 million more dollars disappear?
Sometimes it's not good to be rich. I just posted a $91 million bond, 91 million, on a fake story, totally made up story.
Fake.
Think of it, 91 million. I could say things about what it would cost normally. 91 million. Based on false accusations made about me by a woman that I knew nothing about, didn't know, never heard of. I know nothing about her. She wrote a book. She said things.
The cash register is dinging
it,
now.
So
every word he
crazy,
says.
It's false. I got sued for defamation. That's where it starts.
Oh, my
And
God.
what you just did was more defamation. You can think that it was politically motivated lawsuit. You can think it's bullshit. You can consider she's an opportunist, but that's literally what you just got. This would be the third time that he'd be brought to court for the same thing.
Because if I remember, after the first civil trial ended, he indicated that what was said by her is not true, and that's all it took to get him. Oh, you called her a liar. Here's another 90 million. Holy shit.
So I hope in the courtroom that when they show that clip, they show the version from Who Are These Broadcasters. I'll furnish any attorney with it if they have it. Oh my gosh, Freedom's Lunch, $5.10. You know, it's okay to get me to talk white waffle in some of this stuff. This is really offensive. I, Christian Bladt, admit I would fail an IQ contest with an IQ test contest. Well, see, not being able to read is a good sign with stuttering John Melendez. Thank you, Freedom's Lunch. Right now, that is at the top of our leaderboard.
Yeah, and I don't like that because I want the one with the swastika.
Yeah, well, I know, and I skipped that one word, so I feel like I owe Reverend Shit-Stained Powerful Pooper. We'll get through the super chats. Before we get out of here, we got to visit the worlds of sportscasters.
Home of the hourly triple play.
W-A-T-B, who are these sportscasters? Just listen and find out who are these sportscasters.
Robert Griffin III commenting on Russell Wilson being let go by the Denver Broncos. He felt like Russell wasn't given the tools he needed. He has a feeling that he was given a specific tool that wasn't a great tool.
Bottom line is when you bring in a quarterback of that caliber and you cater it to him, you have to fully cater it to him.
not put him in an offense with a first-time head coach, a first-time play caller, a first-time GM, and a young team, and expect him to make chicken out of chicken shit? That's the bottom line. So
now, this isn't some podcast where O.J. Simpson's a contributor. This is on ESPN. And he knows exactly what he's saying. And he's like, expect him to make chicken out of chicken shit. Now, I don't know if they ask the on-air contributors to spice things up a little bit and say, don't worry, we'll bleep it. But that one got across. I got another broadcast cable network profanity from our buddy Pat McAfee, who during a wrestling match has no patience for the getup that his co-host is wearing.
Gift that keeps on giving, but let's get back to the match because there's a lot at stake here. Let's get back to the match. You see how big of an asshole you look like right now.
The guy is wearing deer antlers
on
top of his head, and Pat is 100% correct. He definitely looks like an asshole.
Oh, this is fantastic. We need more of this. I mean, I worked at a time on broadcasting after the wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
Where for some reason that went back on radio and we couldn't say anything.
No.
This is spectacular.
Yeah, this is it harkens back to the 90s shock culture in radio some of us grew up with, and I'm here for it. Now, this was a clip that you sent me, I believe. It's a college basketball game, and there's a little mishap. There are some moves on the court, Eric, that you can't prepare to defend. No matter what you do, this one's going to take you down every time. Cheerleaders are on the court, and kicks him right in the head.
Yeah.
And he's down.
So he missed the game. This is a high school, like semifinal game.
Okay.
Oh, no, it was college. You're right.
Okay.
One of those small colleges. And when she does that backflip, it's like, Street Fighter type of maneuver. And that flying foot hits that dude so hard in the face. God damn. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And, that's what you get when you let the skirts on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. He didn't play. That guy, he didn't play the game. He was out.
Yeah. Do you think, and I asked you this when you sent me the clip, but do you think his teammates might remind him that happened occasionally throughout the rest of his career, or do you think that they'll just let it go?
Oh, they're going to kill him. You know how it is. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
I do. Yeah, absolutely. So we have another one. I think you sent me this as well. Look at you. Somebody's doing prep. Somebody's doing prep work for the Insane Asylum, and WATB gets to get some of the benefit. Troy Smith, the talented artist. Eric Zane is my daddy. I can't wait to pound off listening to the Insane Asylum. When I read that at the end of the show, I'll do it clear so you can put it in the production for the Insane Asylum.
Fair enough.
So the Utah State women's basketball coach is having what I think can be described as an uncomfortable press conference. So she decides to just let the tension out, and I think she handles it perfectly.
Do you plan to rebuild for next season?
I'm not going to be rebuilding. I just coached my last game at Utah State. I spoke with Diana, and they're going in a different direction, and I respect her decision, and I hope they get a really good coach in. I'm assuming that's going to be the last question.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is going to be the last question.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to call her coach anymore. And then they're like,
thanks,
okay.
lady.
Yeah, I love the person who comes is like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the microphone off. It's look, if there's ever a way to announce that you've quit or you've been fired from a job, it is in front of a microphone with people taking notes. What does Slam Free Poetry say, Eric?
Well, yeah, we're getting a couple comments. 3D says, is that a trans? And then Slam Free Poetry says, that's a hot dude. I didn't think that at all. To me, it just seemed like a chick, but whatever.
Well, I'm the one wearing glasses. You're not. So maybe.
Everybody always says that. So maybe that's it.
So from Sportsnet, which is up in Canada, they're covering an NHL game, and this guy is really laying on the puns about the cannon that is about to be fired. And the fact that he is so prepared to talk about the cannon makes this even funnier.
They will be mortified. If they're not victorious tonight, they will empty the chamber. And there for sure will be firing all kinds of shots this evening against Columbus, trying to make sure, oh, they're successful in continuing.
I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's Gene Principe or Principe. I don't know how you say his last name. But the fact that he's setting up for the cannon and he still gets scared, this is just that great moment when it actually goes on.
Just trying to make sure, oh, they're successful.
Mortified. Okay.
He was mortified. Yeah.
Oh,
well, Eric, we'll wind things down in about 5 minutes. I want to make sure you know that I'm aware of the clock. I just got to get a couple more things in here. We've all done ad reads, and Eric, I think you might be doing a lot of them.
Yeah,
so,
on the Insane Asylum on Q100, Q100Michigan.com, Christian.
Yeah, which, I'm going to add it to my bookmarks. I don't even know if browsers still have bookmarks. I'm actually not sure. But I'm going to find my bookmarks. I'm going to put it in there. Kevin Harlan, we have featured him a number of times. He reads the hell out of a promo for the Halo TV series on Paramount Plus.
Season of Halo is now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. Watch Master Chief and his team of Spartans take on alien threats to save all of humanity. They told me to read it with some vigor and as a thespian.
Well, humanity will certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, good.
Hey, remember when sports used to sell like beer and athletic equipment and probably a divorce attorney? But now it's like, hey, tune in for the Halo. It's just got to be mortifying to be like, I got to read what?
Yeah,
it's a show about a video game.
It sounds stupid. Like if you're a person who actually loves that,
yeah,
hearing someone who doesn't give a shit about it try to talk it up sounds completely retarded.
Right? Yeah, it's like a reference that I'll always make. Reverend Shitstain, the Halo TV series is woke trash. I wish Kevin Harlan had mentioned that.
He could have said, it's you can watch Master Chief and woke trash.
We play a lot of clips from King Charles Chuckles, Charles Barkley, and I think he might have some rage issues. The next few clips are going to demonstrate. Let's see how much everybody likes him after he says this. This is with Gayle King, and it follows a clip where President Trump was talking about how popular his T-shirt with his mugshot are. Those T-shirts are very popular in the African-American community. So this is what Charles is responding to.
I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Charles.
No, Gail.
Charles.
Gail.
You really can't say that because, A, you don't mean that.
I mean that sincerely. I'm going to just tell you something.
And then you will be arrested for assault. And then what?
I'm going to bail myself out and go celebrate.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
I do like that he says, I'll bail myself out and go celebrate. That's my favorite part of the clip.
I seriously, if he's decided he's running for president today, and I never vote third party, I'm going to vote for him. I fucking love Charles Barkley.
I do. I absolutely love Charles Barkley. And, some people might disagree with his opinions on supporters of President Trump. But if there's one stance that he takes that can unite the entire country, it's this one.
You know how much I hate Skip Bayless. I hate him with every fiber. Sometimes he make me want to gain weight back so I can hate him with even more weight.
That was from the Dan Patrick Show.
Yeah.
He wants to gain weight so that he could hate him even more with more of a passion. And that will actually bring us to our great moment in broadcasting history.
Flashback. WATB. Way back into time. Let's find out who are these broadcast histories.
And this is also from the Dan Patrick Show. It's from about 8 years ago. And this is the first time where King Charles walked us through just how much he hates Skip Bayless and how he hopes to realize his dream regarding Skip Bayless.
Disease and I'm gonna die. How about I get Skip Bayless in here and I kill him live on national television?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like pay-per-view.
Yeah. No, just get him in here.
Okay.
Because, and then, and only when I know I'm going to die.
Fritzy, can we set this up?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
But just let us know in advance.
I just want to get Skip Bayless in a room one time and just beat him like a dog.
Okay, so you kill him.
Yes.
Okay.
Only if I knew I was going to.
Only if you were going to die.
Yeah. Now, if I'm going to live, I don't want to be in prison because, as Mahorn say, they would love you in prison.
And Dan Patrick is usually such a square. And I think he really is. But in that moment when he's like, because I'll kill him, he's like, that'd be great. Dan, his whole career was building towards not bungling that moment. I saw we had a few super chats before we
they
finished.
Came
up
in
the
like
show.
a flurry. First of all, the comment about Carl is waiting on tables at Applebee's. Yeah, well, that's why Christian and I are running the show now. So thank you very much for that.
Now we know why Carl had the frosted tips for a little while.
Yep.
There. Applebee's insists on a certain amount of flair in the hair. Yeah.
For a short amount of time, a matter of maybe 1 minute, Goat Malp threw 15 Canadian dollars, and that was our leader at I got a girl, and he's got a girl, and she's got a girl, and we've got a girl. That's Tukey. That's Tukey. Oh Lord, that's Tukey. And you had to repeat that 4 times. But that's not happening because we got a $20 super chat from Captain Murrow.
Wait. Well, we'll leave that on the screen. And if anybody wants to beat that one, please let us know. But otherwise, we'll get in there. So, Eric, let everybody know all the places they can find you, including the Insane Asylum.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm going to focus on because starting Monday morning, 6 a.m. to 10 Eastern, you're going to hear EZ playing music on the Insane Asylum. It's so insane. I do weather and traffic and the sports update, shit like that on the App Store. Download the Q100 app. You just search Q100 Michigan. There it is. You'll get the app. You can listen to this show, the Insane Asylum.
Is this going to be one of those morning shows where you hire a female actor and a male actor to both call in and pretend they're having relationship problems? And you
Absolutely.
Try to
All of it. We're doing it.
I would like to
You
volunteer
name
to
it,
be
we're doing
I would like to volunteer to be the female in War of the Roses or whatever you're going to call it on your show. Obviously, more important than our plugs, this weekend in Largo, Florida, the Clearwater area, WATP. ROTC Live, March 22nd. Tickets available at WATPlive.com and go to whoarethese.com and look for the phone number. You can leave us a voicemail, specify it's for WATB. Surprised we didn't get voicemails after our most recent episode.
Yeah.
But I will let you know that the YouTube comments had some thoughts that they wanted to share with us. So we appreciated that. And it was a lot of trying to figure out was this episode dog shit? Is the show dog shit? Please let us know. You can, of course, find my podcast, my personal podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST, and I'm on social media at Christian DMZ. That's all the time we have for this week. We will see you Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. But until then, this is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic, and I, Christian Bladt, like them thick and black with the skin pulled back.